विष्णुपादादिकेशान्तस्तोत्रं श्लोका 2 आहुर्यस्य स्वरूपं क्षणमुखमखिलं सूरयः कालमेतं ध्वान्तस्यैकान्तमन्तं यदपि च परमं सर्वधाम्नां च धाम चक्रं तच्चक्रपाणेर्दितिजतनुगलद्रक्तधाराक्तधारं शश्वन्नो विश्ववन्द्यं वितरतु विपुलं शर्म घर्मांशु शोभम्. Padachhedaha and Anvaya will see together. Yasya swarupam ksanamukham etam akhilam kalam surayaha ahuhu apicha yat dhwantasya ekantam antam paramam sarvadhamnam cha dhama iti ahuhu tat ditija tanu galat rakta dharakta dharam vishwavandyam vipulam gharma amshu shobham chakrapanehe chakram naha shashwat vipulam sharma vitaratu. Here I did adhyahara of ahuhu and another word vipulam. Now we will look at the pratipadarthaha. Surayaha ahuhu. The scholars say that yasya swarupam, that is the form of that which is in constant motion, and it is known to represent ksanamukham, all the measures of time in terms of seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, etc. Etam akhilam kalam. Like that, this entire wheel of time it represents. Apicha yat, and also which is dhwantasya ekantam antam. Dhwantasya means the only definite destroyer of darkness. Here, darkness means self-ignorance. Dhwantasya means darkness, which is self-ignorance. Ekantam means very definitely. Antam is the destroyer. So, dhwantasya ekantam antam means the only definite destroyer of darkness. Then, paramam sarvadhamnam cha dhama. This is the ultimate abode for all forms of luminaries. Paramam means the ultimate. Sarvadhamnam cha, to all the forms of luminaries, this is the ultimate. And what is it? Dhama, the abode. What is that? Tat chakram, that form, which is the wheel, is further described as ditija tanu galat rakta dharakta dharam, smeared with the blood flowing from the slain bodies of asuras. Slain means the killed bodies of asuras which have been killed. Ditija means asuras. Diti's sons, who are those who are born to Diti. Asuras. Tanu means their body. Here by implication we know that it is the killed bodies of all the asuras. From them galat is flowing rakta, blood. And because this chakram has killed them, that form itself is dharakta, smeared with that blood, and dharam, from that the blood is still flowing, which means continuously Adharma is being destroyed. Then further, Vishwa Vandyam. This chakram is very appropriate, the most apt one to receive the prostrations from everyone in the world. Also, this chakram is Vipulam, broad. Then Gharma Amshu Shobham. It is brilliantly shining like the hot rays of the sun. Gharma means heat. Amshu means the bright rays. Shobham means brilliantly shining. Then what is this? Chakrapanehe chakram. Such a disc or discus, the wheel of time, which is in the hands of Lord Vishnu. Chakrapanehe means chakram panau yasya saha. Chakrapanihi, his. So Chakrapanehe, one who wields one who wields the wheel of time in his hands. In other words, one who is holding the wheel of time in his hands. Chakram is that disc or discus, the wheel of time. Naha Shashwat Sharma Vitaratu. May it shower us always with happiness. Naha means us, and Shashwat is always. Sharma means Sukham, happiness. Vitaratu means may it shower. In this verse, Bhagavatpada is seeking the blessings from the chakram, the discus held in the hand of Lord Vishnu. He explains how the scholars, Surayaha, describe this chakram. This chakram symbolizes the changing, always moving wheel of time. So, all the measures, the units of time are said to resolve in the Lord's hands. That is, time itself is the Lord who is changeless. This chakram is capable of destroying the darkness called self-ignorance completely. The ultimate source of light from which all the luminaries borrow their brightness is this chakram. And this discus has pointed spokes, sharp pointed spokes. And from that, blood is said to be dripping. Now, from where did such blood come? In war, many asuras have been killed and their bodies have been slain. So, this discus has slain all the bodies. Therefore, blood is flowing. The blood which is flowing from the bodies is stuck and smeared to this discus, and so that is said to be dripping from the discus. This implies that adharmikas and any wrongdoing will be punished by Ishvara. Further, this discus is worthy of receiving respect from everyone in this world. Also, like the brilliance of the hot sun's rays, this discus is said to shine in its splendor as it is held in one of the hands of Lord Vishnu. So, very appropriately, Lord Vishnu is known as Chakrapanihi. Now, this is the reference made to in this shloka. Now, let us look at the significance of this discus or chakram. Vishnu Purana mentions that this discus symbolizes the mind. The shloka is Balaswarupam Atyanta Javenantaritannilam Chakraswarupancha Mano Dhatte Vishnu Kare Sthitam. In his hand, Kare sthitam. Vishnu holds, that is dhatte Vishnuhu, in the form of his discus, that is chakra swarupam. The mind, manaha, whose thoughts are occurring continuously, which is like a weapon, and it is flying more swiftly than the winds. Balaswarupam atyanta javena antarita anilam. Now there is a story as to how Bhagavan got this Sudarshana Chakram. The name is Sudarshana Chakram. Mahavishnu, in his avatara as Sri Krishna, he received this Sudarshana Chakram. Sri Krishna and Arjuna assisted Agni Deva in burning the Khandava Vana, the Khandava forest. Agni Deva was suffering from a very severe stomach ailment. Brahmaji, the creator, advised the fire god, that is Agni Deva, to consume the Khandava Vana because it was very rich in herbs. However, Agni Deva found it very difficult to enter the forest because Takshaka, the serpent king, resided in the forest. And this Takshaka was very close to Indra, the king of gods. So, whenever Agni Deva tried to consume the forest, Indra would send thunder showers and extinguish the fire of Agni Deva. One day, Sri Krishna and Arjuna arrived at the place. Agni Deva, in the guise of a Brahmana, approached them and asked them to help him. They agreed, and then they fought Indra and his divine army. Then Agni Deva presented Sri Krishna with the divine Sudarshana Chakram, and he gave Arjuna the Gandivam. Sri Krishna and Arjuna helped Agni Deva burn down the Khandava Vanam. Thus, Sri Krishna received the Sudarshana Chakram, and it is said he used it in many instances to uphold dharma. Since enemies are always there, Bhagavan has his Chakram. It represents the Manas Tattvam, mind principle. Seeing things very clearly is the Chakram, which is wielded by Parameshwara, because of which the inner enemies of anger, jealousy, greed and so on can be processed. In Mahabharata Yuddha, Arjuna's son Abhimanyu was very brutally killed by the Kauravas. Jayadratha was the main culprit. So Arjuna had vowed to avenge his son Abhimanyu's death. Arjuna had taken a terrible vow, which is to kill Jayadratha before sunset the next day. If he failed in his mission, he would jump into a burning pyre and end his life. The Kauravas gave all the protection possible and hid Jayadratha until sunset. When the sun went below the horizon, that is when it set, then Jayadratha came out of his hiding. The sun suddenly reappeared, and then on Krishna's advice, Arjuna shot an arrow and beheaded Jayadratha. Actually, what happened was, Sri Krishna used his divine Sudarshana Chakram to create a kind of eclipse situation. That is, he created a false sunset the first time, which caused Jayadratha to think that the sun has set, and so he came into visibility. This helped Arjuna to fulfill his vow. So, Bhagavan is there in the form of clarity in thought and vision. And then it can be seen from this that There is more of Ishvara in a dharmika's life. Rigveda refers to this chakram as the wheel of time which never stops spinning. Later, this Sudarshana chakram came to be worshipped as the Ayudha Purusha Devata, a fierce form of Vishnu used for the destruction of demons and other wrongdoers, that is, all those who go against dharma. There are many other stories in Srimad Bhagavata Puranam in which this discus, Sudarshana Chakram, is shown to destroy those who hurt or disrespect devotees of Lord Vishnu. Such a great, significant weapon, the Sudarshana Chakram, is worshipped by Bhagavad Padacharya seeking happiness or Brahmananda. Explanation for this shloka is concluded. Namaste.